Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video, and I am super excited and happy to announce that finally this week I have reached my 1,000 subscribers. So thank you so much if you have recently subscribed. And if you are new here, then welcome. My name is Uli and I make videos about getting healthy hair, healthy skin in a completely natural way but still evidence-based. Especially if you are suffering from something like eczema or psoriasis or rosacea or any kind of inflammatory skin problem, then this is definitely the channel for you, and I highly suggest that you hit the little subscribe button and the little bell notification as well. So today is 4 weeks since I did my last Project Reverse update. Oh my god, the time is going so quickly now. I can't believe it's already 4 weeks. If you haven't seen those previous videos, I would recommend watching those first because this one will just make a lot more sense. I will leave a link to the playlist up here. So in my last video, I felt like I'd really come to a bit of a breakthrough in terms of my understanding of what could possibly be causing eczema and these inflammatory skin problems. And I have really been using that knowledge and that understanding to kind of accelerate the healing, I feel like. And since then, my skin has been rapidly improving. So what I really want to talk to you guys about this week is actually going through end to end what the different stages are in that kind of natural healing process. And these are stages that I have observed now for having gone through this process twice, because yes, I did it once before, not really knowing what was going on. It was kind of like my first time going through that healing process. Then my eczema was good for a really long time, then it came back, and obviously now I've had to go through it all again, but having done it the second time, I can really see what the patterns are between those two times that I did it. So I'm not a doctor and I'm not a researcher, but I did study pharmacology, physiology, biochemistry at university, so all the kind of theories that I come up with are definitely based in some science. I wouldn't be telling them to you guys if they weren't. So firstly, I want to show you guys how much my skin has improved since last time I made one of these videos. You'll be able to see that most of my skin is now completely normal skin, even the areas that were kind of problem areas for me, things like my neck and my eyes, and the only exception is my hand, which is still a little bit of a stubborn area, but even that has become so much better. So first of all, we can see that my lips are now completely normal, the skin around it is completely normal, there's no dryness. They feel very moist, they feel completely normal. I have absolutely no dependence on any kind of oils, lip balms, anything like that. And the skin feels very strong. I even ate some apples the other day, which is actually something that I'm normally a bit reactive to, and they were fine. Although I will be careful doing things like that because I obviously am someone who's still prone to having lip eczema, but it just goes to show that the skin is, and the skin barrier is so much stronger now than it has been for a long time. The eye, I had a lot of eczema around my eye for a while, and the skin is again completely normal. I am wearing a little bit of makeup, but no foundation or anything like that, especially not on my eye. You can still see that the skin is very soft. It's not really flaky or anything like that. And I do still have a little bit short and stumpy eyelashes because I feel like the skin has affected the eyelash growth, but that takes time and it's fine. I'm not really too worried about that. And then my neck, which has always been such a problem area for me, is now pretty much just completely normal skin. It's like a teeny bit red maybe, but like, is it? I don't know, like I think it just feels and it looks like completely normal skin now, which is so good. My hand has been fine for a while, but my other hand, still not 100% I wouldn't say, but it is so much better than it has been. Like, I can just kind of see that the normal skin is starting to grow out from underneath. So I really feel like now my skin is kind of going through that rapid healing phase, which we are going to talk about in just a second. And yeah, I've really been able to kind of use the knowledge that I now have of how to look after my skin, what I'm both taking in as well as putting on my skin. So both of these things are now super important. And yeah, I'm just really happy and really excited. So anyway, so let's get on to now talking about what the different healing phases are, because I'm sure that that is what you guys really want to hear about. So the healing phases that I've come up with, there are 5, I think, where 4 of them are active healing, as I call them, and the 5th one is more of a maintenance phase. So the first phase, which is the worst phase, but it is also the shortest phase, is the healing crisis. And this is when your skin gets so much worse before it gets better, when you kind of start on this natural healing journey. So once you stop using creams or steroids or things like that, if you have been using those, and you switch on to a healthy lifestyle, a healthy diet, and then for some reason your skin just goes bananas and it comes out everywhere and it just seems like your body's just completely freaking out. And this is normal, this happens. This phase lasts for a minimum of 2 weeks, and if your skin doesn't get much worse, it certainly doesn't get better. And I think at this stage, this is as bad as your skin is going to get. It can be extremely sore at this stage. It can be very painful. It can make you want to give up altogether before you've even got going. Completely understandable. You'll have to push through this phase because it is definitely the hardest. In this phase, it's super important to be drinking lots of water, to be getting lots of rest. And like I said, just keep being persistent on that healthy diet. Learn as much as you can about, you know, what that means and the things that you can actively see that you react to, and really start using this as a bit of like a knowledge gathering phase as well, because this is really going to help you in the rest of your journey. Once you've realized that your skin is not getting any worse, as in it's not getting more inflamed, you're not getting new patches of eczema, you are in the second stage of the healing process. And this is pretty much the stagnant phase. So what happens here is not much. It's a pretty long stage, I would say. It's at least a few weeks, if not several months. And what happens here is things don't really get much better, but they also definitely don't get worse. Like, you're not getting necessarily new patches of eczema. And if you are getting new patches of eczema, the severity of them is not as bad as they have been. This is another stage where people are often tempted to give up because they just aren't really seeing any improvement, even though they feel like they're doing everything right. You know, you've got your diet on point, you're sleeping loads, you're drinking loads of water, you're not stressing, and still things just aren't getting better. That's fine as well, because I think this is when your body is starting to change on the inside. You know, you're reducing that amount of inflammation, which means that there's not going to be any source of inflammation coming out from the inside, which is hugely important when we get onto the other stages. And things take a long time for things to shift around. You know, if you have a depleted microbiome, for example, you know, healing your gut and things like that, that takes a really long time, as well as switching off those kind of inflammatory pathways, which for some reason your body has been producing. Again, these things take a long time. So even though things aren't necessarily getting better in this stage, if they're just staying the same, or, you know, at least the severity of the eczema that you're getting is not worse, then I think that you are on the right path. Now, if you feel like your skin is still getting worse and it's been several weeks, then there could be two reasons for it. Either there is something that is severely affecting your skin in your environment. Secondly, it could be that you have some kind of either an allergic reaction to something that you are eating, or perhaps something you're using. It could be a product, it could be all sorts of different things. So really try and cut back and downscale on the things that you're using, the products you are using at this point, as well as really paying attention to the things that you are eating and ingesting, and making sure you don't have any allergies that are just making it 10 times worse. So when you're in that kind of second stage and things aren't getting much better and things aren't getting much worse, but then all of a sudden you do start seeing slight improvements in your skin, that means you have reached the third stage, which is the gradual healing stage. Now, when you're in this stage, I think that this is a really good indicator that things are going in the right direction internally. So you've managed to lower inflammation inside your body, perhaps your gut is sorting itself out. So these are all things that are going to be really helping to get everything on the inside in balance. Now, balance, that is such a vague term, and I know that I use it all the time, but basically what I mean by that is that you have to remember all the different systems in our bodies are connected, and when things are in balance, we mean that nothing is overperforming, nothing is underperforming, everything is kind of functioning together as it should be. This is actually something that Western medicine does tend to forget. Other medical systems like Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, they are all about the fact that, you know, your body has to be in different harmonies and everything's kind of working together. It is becoming a lot more popular now. You know, we have things like functional medicine. Anyway, I do digress. Let's move on. So all you really need to do when you're in this gradual healing phase is stay consistent and know that the rapid healing phase is going to be coming next. So I should also mention that it's completely normal in these three stages to be having flare-ups and to have some days that you feel like better and some days that you feel like are worse. Your healing journey is not going to be consistently every single day being better than the day before, but the main thing is that you stay persistent, patient, and positive. Those are the three things that you need to keep in your mind as you're going through this journey, and understand that it is a long process. There are different ways that you can deal with the flare-ups as you're having them. I know they're super annoying and super uncomfortable, but you know, as with all flare-ups, they get really bad, but then they do start healing again. And hopefully what you will see as the flare-ups do start to reduce in their severity. So I think that stage 2 and stage 3 are pretty equal in terms of their duration. It will depend on individuals, but this is just from my experience. And there's not a huge amount that you can do at this stage to speed up those processes. You just have to kind of go with it and know that you are soon to be going into the next stage. So once you've been in that third healing stage for a pretty long time, all of a sudden you will start to notice that your skin is getting rapidly better. And that is when you know that you have moved into the fourth and final active healing stage, which is the rapid healing stage. As I talked about in my previous Project Reverse video, I believe that in this rapid healing phase, it has everything to do with your skin barrier and your environment. Now, what you need to remember that even though you might be extremely healthy on the inside with very low levels of inflammation, if your skin is physically inflamed and compromised and scratchy and has rashes all over it, it is very difficult for that to heal if it is still being exposed to irritants. The thing about eczematous skin, which is skin that physically has an eczema rash on it, is that because it is inflamed and because it is quite broken, it is extra sensitive to things in the environment that you wouldn't normally be sensitive to at all, which is possibly why it might be that, you know, some patch of your skin which is perfectly healthy is absolutely fine with the environment, but the skin that has eczema on it is just for some reason not healing. Now, this stage is very difficult to predict when it's going to happen because the things in your environment are often quite difficult to control. If there are things that you know that your skin isn't doing so well on, for example, I realized that the water here isn't good for my skin, so I changed that. But things like the weather is a classic example. There's really not much you can do to control the weather, but just be patient and know that eventually things do change and things will fall into place. This stage is super quick when it does happen. I'd say like a week to 2 weeks tops, and you'll be absolutely amazed when it does happen after all those months of slogging away with this eczema skin and like healthy diet. You'll be so pleased. That'll be so worth it when you actually get there. So like I said before, stay patient, stay persistent, and stay positive. You will get there and you will be so happy when you do. So we also have to remember that your skin has a 28-day cycle and it grows in layers. So it does take a little bit of time to catch up. Even when you feel like your diet is perfect and your lifestyle is perfect, you need to just give it a little bit of time. So once you've gone through your rapid healing phase and you have beautiful, healthy skin, then you are into your final stage, which is the maintenance stage. I'm going to do a separate video on maintenance after you've been through a skin healing journey. I think I need to end the video there because I've talked a lot as usual. I really hope that you found this video interesting and informative. Let me know which stage that you guys think that you are in at the moment. If you are in an eczema healing phase, write in the comments down below. I love to hear from you guys. And in the meantime, I hope you guys are keeping super well, and I will see you again very soon for another video. Bye.